Indeed, it was the old name for many years, and bear in mind this was a country that had 27 years of effective stagnation. We called it the former Yugoslav Republic of Macedonia, got independence in 1991, but the dispute with Greece over the name Macedonia caused them for 27 years to have no progression on an international scale, no real development. That has now changed with the adoption of the name of North Macedonia. Just a few months ago, we were here covering that story. Not everyone is in agreement, but the new name does allow the country to, for starters, join NATO, and the accession to NATO is moving forward at quite a pace, and possibly in a few months' time start accession talks with the European Union. This election itself, a presidential election, is not over important in itself because the role is ceremonial, but it is something of a referendum on the direction taken by the government, by Zoran Zaev, the Prime Minister, who is backing Stevo Pendarovski as candidate for the presidency. And the polls, well, they opened just a few hours ago. They're going to be open for 12 hours. So within about 9 hours, we'll know whether this race has opened up at all.
You mentioned apathy in your report, and the weather seems pretty grey there. Whenever there's an election, the ideal weather is obviously nice and sunny to get people actually to come out onto the streets, because eventually they might find their way to a ballot box. What do you think the turnout's going to be? What's the feeling there?
Well, in the first round, it was just over 40%, and that is the crucial figure, because if there is not a 40% turnout, then this election is effectively invalid, and they could go again within a few weeks' time. The second phase of that development could be a general election to break the deadlock. So everyone's hoping there is a good turnout. Certainly the Prime Minister, he's been issuing video messages saying, look, the country's future is at stake, and it depends on you showing up to cast your vote. Now, interestingly, in the first round, there was votes for the Albanian candidate, Vladimir Reka. He got nearly 11% of the vote. So now the question is where that 11% goes, and also other people who voted for him, and don't forget the Albanian majority here is around 25%. Are they going to come out to vote for two other candidates? It does seem that his votes are going to go towards Mr. Pendarovski. That is what we've been told by analysts and journalists here. But it does depend very much on the turnout and whether they get over that magic 40% voter turnout to make this presidential election in North Macedonia valid going forward.